Hey y'all, welcome to Culture Cult. My name is Marie. I am the host of the show, and this is a show where we are on a mission to learn about every country in the world. And I do that by telling you also the craziest story from that country. But today is a travel story episode, and I have my client and friend Laura on today to give y'all the honest truth about what it's like being a digital nomad on top of also doing van life. I mean, people, especially with Instagram today, people think travel is super, super glamorous. And yeah, I don't even show everything that happens in my travels, like the shitty days that happen, you know? But Laura is here to tell it all, honestly. So essentially, Laura and her boyfriend, Matt, have been traveling in their car with a rooftop tent for the past 6 months. And if you're like, okay, what's the big deal? What are you going to do about bathrooms? What are you going to do about showers? What are you going to do about Wi-Fi? What are you going to do about if it's windy? On top of the fact that she's also working, her and Matt are working full-time online with their own businesses. It's fucking crazy. I've been abroad for the past 6 months and I've been working online, and I think travel and working online is hard in general. I actually don't know how Laura is doing this. So she is here today to give us the juicy details that Instagram is not telling you about what it is like to be a digital nomad while also doing van life. Not even van life, rooftop tent life. And she tells us her worst Airbnb horror story while on this trip. And of course, it involves a cat lady. All right, y'all enjoy. Okay, I will start off with one fun question, and then we'll get into van life, obviously. Okay. I have so much on that. And then,
so do I.
Then I'll read out travel Reddit stories at the end to you.
Oh my God, I'm terrified.
Okay, so your first question, you can choose. You need to either tell us what is on your YouTube channel right now or latest Google search.
Ooh, I Google some crazy stuff. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see what's on my Google search. Mm-hmm. This is great. Let me go to my history. History. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. There's a mime at SeaWorld. Have you heard of this mime? I didn't know this was the last thing I watched. I thought it was something about camping. It's not. Anyway, there's this guy at SeaWorld who's a mime. His name is Tom, and I was watching a short video on Tom the mime, and then I realized the video was 12 minutes long, and I was like, I can't spend my 12 minutes watching this video. So I think I watched like 90 seconds, and I was like, okay, what am I doing?
What is he doing there?
I don't know. I think SeaWorld has employed mimes because they have to distract from the fact that they're like abusing animals, but yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm confused as you. That's probably why I clicked on it.
Yeah. Also, like a 12-minute documentary is kind of big. Yeah. Like, you can't be that. He doesn't say anything. What can the documentary say?
Imagine telling someone you're a mime at SeaWorld. Imagine that.
Would you date someone if they said that? Is that an ick?
I would absolutely not date someone who said that. I think mimes have something's off there. Like, okay, it's like performing arts. Sure. But I think like, I don't know a lot about miming, but it kind of freaks me out. You date someone who's a mime?
No. Now that you say it like that, I think I would actually be, because I just feel like we would be hanging out in the house and suddenly he'd be like, boo, boo, boo. And I'd be like, stop that. Please stop that.
I agree. Or like, imagine if you're with them and they're like getting ready to go be a mime and they're like, painting their face. Like, I can't.
And then he can't even say goodbye to go to work. He has to be like, you can't see me, but you can't hear me, but he's just shaking his head. I'm like,
she's miming.
Yeah, I'm miming. See, it's a problem. Hold on. This has nothing to do with the podcast, but let me put y'all on one real quick. Have you heard of Kay's cooking?
No, I'm scared.
Oh no. Okay, so Kay is this northern British old lady, and she's the worst cook on the internet, but she genuinely is trying. And she feeds her son at the very end the meal, and then he just like gives a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But like, it's chaos. The last thing she made was chicken and spaghetti, and the spaghetti she baked and the edges were black. All the insides were still not warm. And then
how does that even happen?
I don't know. But it's like, you have to it's her accent. She's like, okay, we're going to cook. I can't do it. And then she's like,
does she know that she's bad?
I mean, like, I think she knows but she loves it. And then what's the cutest part is the comment section. Wait till the end, but when you watch it in the comments, like everyone's like trying to help her. They're like, "Hey, no, too much
Oh,
flour." They're like, "Hey," and like everyone's like in on it. It's like the sweetest little corner on the internet, and it's called Kay's Cooking. And she has merch, and she has a sports bra that just says Kay's Cooking, and I want it. I want it so bad. And she's always wearing the same Iron Maiden shirt. Like she doesn't change her shirt, like ever.
it's your cooking shirt.
It's her cooking shirt. Yeah, that's my YouTube. Okay, well, let's get into the van life stuff because you're our celebrity guest for that.
Oh boy. What do you
Okay,
want to know?
I have so many questions. So I have,
Okay.
I want to first off say I commend you. I'm honored, and I want to be you. So,
Okay, so that's
and
how I feel about you.
like you're living, I want to have a boyfriend in a van and go around the West Coast. But I know that you're going to spill the tea. So, first of all, whose idea was it first? And what was your expectations? What were your expectations?
Yeah, so it was definitely my idea first. Matt was not on board with this whatsoever, um, at all. But I convinced him, and I think towards before we were leaving, he was more excited than I was to go on it because I think I had already internalized that this was going to be incredibly difficult. Sure, it's going to be fun, but it's going to be really hard. And I think he was still in the like honeymoon phase of this idea, so I didn't want to burst his bubble. But I was kind of like, okay, like this is going to be freaking difficult. Sure enough, that is the case. But it was definitely my idea. This is something I'd been thinking of since like 2021, and I knew I'd always somehow figure out how to do it. I had looked into like renting, but they're so expensive when you add the
Expensive.
insurance. Like seriously, it's like criminal. It's insane. It makes me want to like buy a van and rent it to people for like $1 because it's so crazy. But it was my idea. Here we are. My expectations.
Yes.
Oh man. Oh man. I think I expected it to be maybe not so hard and
Mm,
that I would be able to establish some sort of routine,
mm,
which I have not been able to do. And I think that's the part that makes this so draining
yes.
because it's fun to have every day different, but when you just don't even have a consistent place to like park your house, that's really exhausting. Also, to preface, we're doing this in a SUV with a rooftop tent on it. So it's not even like we, this is like just more insane. It's not even like we have solid walls, which is a whole nother issue we can potentially talk about. But
Yeah.
those are my, yeah.
But also, we're not even, we're ignoring the element that you are both working. So, like, how does that working? How's that working?
So it's not working very well.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone is listening to this and they're like, this sounds like a great idea, I would say,
I would
do you
say.
put your little van life dream on hold for another 90 days and work really hard and figure out a way to take the time off
Mm,
during your trip rather than trying to work. In my situation, because we're moving, if you plan on doing this sort of road trip quickly, working is not going to be a great idea. But if you are interested in doing this in like the long haul, sure, you can figure it out, but I would just be nice to yourself because I
mm,
would be nice to yourself because it is really hard in the beginning. So the working thing in my mind before we left, I was like, great, I'm not going to work on Fridays. I tried not to anyway, but we're going to like get what we need to get done and all is going to be well. That is not the case. That is not the case because sometimes the weather is so beautiful and you just want to be out there or you're like enamored
yeah.
by this snow-capped mountain. It's like, how can I possibly write this thing? So we have been relying on cafes a lot, libraries a lot, which is fine, but it's also just one more decision you have to make.
Yes.
You have
Wait,
to
let's pause
find
right
the
there.
cafe. Yeah.
Decision. I think what's exhausting about working and traveling or just traveling fast is the constant like choice, like not constant making the choice. Like, where do I park the van today? Where's the next
Mhm.
bathroom? Where are we gonna work? Where does this have good Wi-Fi? Like, I feel like that starts to get exhausting if
It's
you're not used to
exhausting.
that.
It is super exhausting. I think because I had been traveling so much before doing this, probably took a lot longer to wear on me, the
Mm-hmm.
decision fatigue. But I mean, every single day you're deciding, okay, is the stuff in the cooler good enough to eat? Like,
Mm-hmm.
should is now the weather is bad, now we can't cook anything. Like every single little thing requires a decision, and it is my my doom, impending doom. So
I just relate with you so much on some of this because I burnt myself out last summer. I just was fucking going like, and by the end, like if I saw like one more fucking cathedral, I was gonna scream. Like I was like, I don't care. And like that's not how you should feel traveling. That's called being jaded. It's called being just burnt out. And just like I was starting to get like if I even thought about say for you, maybe it's like the car. Like for me, it was like the airport. Like and I used to love airports. And I was like, wait, no, I don't want to feel like this. So I took a 6-month break personally to retry this thing. Yeah. And now this time I'm loving it, but I'm going so slow.
That's the goal. Sometimes we get ourselves in situations and I'm like, it's okay, Matt. It's like building character. And then the other day I was like, I think I have too much character now. Like, I think I'm good.
Okay, what happened?
I think I'm good. Oh my God. That was what I said, Marie. Something crazy happened to us 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to tell you. So we're in Phoenix. And oftentimes we rely on the first places we look to camp are free campsites. So there's like a million websites you can look on to find free camping. Ain't no thing. Do it all the time. 100% of this could have been prevented if I had planned ahead. But you reach a point where you're like, I've been doing this for a while. I can figure it out. But also, I'm tired of planning ahead. I'm tired of deciding and doing the research and planning ahead of where to even sleep that I just am not going to do it. We're in Phoenix and I just assumed there would be a lot of like free camping because we're in the desert. Like, hello, what's in the way? A mountain's cool.
What's in the way?
So I found a free site and so we're driving there. Meanwhile, we've driven this day 8 hours. We had to do a long drive that day. It was pretty rough, but we get to the free site. And it is like BLM land, which is the Bureau of Land Management, which you can, as you know, camp on for free. And it was absolutely full of trash. It was like full of trash. Like it seriously looks like people were like dumping trash. There was also this massive like tent setup area that definitely looks like someone's living there. Weird vibes from the beginning. We're like, all right, this is like, 1, I don't want to pop a tire. 2, I don't really feel safe. So we went to the other side I found, which is Arizona State Trust Land, which is not free camping. You have to have a permit for it. I did not know this. So I'm like Googling, trying to find the permit. And by the time we pay for a permit for 2 people, it's the cost of an Airbnb at night. We're like, great. We've been driving. I know. It's some of this camping is sickening expensive. It's like, dude, I just need a dirt pit. So by the time we paid for a permit for 2 people, I think it was $10 less expensive than sleeping inside. So we're like, at this point,
no,
I'm freaking done. I'm not sleeping in this pit. So we find this Airbnb. We go there. We meet Pamela, and we see like 2 cats hanging around in her house, and we're like, ah, hi. And then we're like, how many cats do you have? And she's like, 5. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Great. Freaking great. So that's fine. And then she says, 3 of them I found feral in the back bedroom when I first moved in. And I was like, what are you supposed to say to that?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to say? Aw, cute. That's nice. Like, what do you want me to say in that situation? By the way, we're sleeping in this back bedroom.
No.
Yeah. This is probably the most disgusting Airbnb I've ever been in my life. I was like, you know what? I'm not even hungry anymore. Like it was disgusting. Like cat hair everywhere. You have to leave the bathroom door open because the litter box, by the way, is one of those massive, probably over like 2 to 3 gallon tubs, like totes, that these 5 cats are just shitting in, that has shit in it.
That's in your room?
In the bathroom that I'm using. The bathroom is disgusting. Honestly, I've been to campgrounds where the bathrooms are nicer than that. The shower looked really nice, but I was like, hell or high water, I'm not showering in this freaking shower. But we have like no towels.
Oh, come on.
So before we learned all this information about Pamela, she was telling us, she's like, great, I'll set out some waffles and like hard-boiled eggs for you in the morning. We're like, so kind, thank you. But we're also like, we're getting out of here early. I would say one of my biggest pet peeves is when Airbnb hosts try to get to know you. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's like, listen, you have a service that I want and I've given you money for it. Like, let me do what I need to do and you do what you need to do. And we can cohabitate like this.
Yeah.
So in the morning time, she's like, do you want any coffee? I'm like, no, no, I'm good. We are sitting down at our table and she like, pulls out the frozen Eggo waffles. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't eat that. I'm so sorry. But Matt gets an egg and he starts to crack it, unroll it because it's hard boiled. He opens it and he's like, this is not hard boiled. It's like disgusting, sappy. And it's so funny to watch him try. He didn't eat it, but he was like, trying to open it up. And she's sitting there at the table. And then Marie, she brings over a book. And the book is about let me anonymize this really quick. The book is about sort of like a guide to a city. And she shows it to us. And I'm like, wow, you wrote a book. Congratulations. How long did this take you? And she's like, 7 days.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, if you can write anything in 7 days, it's a piece of shit. But all right, cool. So I open up the book. One funny note that you might think is funny. She has written out https://www. for all of the website links. And I'm like, that link looks fantastic in your Word document when it's like highlighted in blue and you can like click on it. But when you're in a freaking print book, what am I doing? I told my mom this story. I told my mom the story and she's like, you should have tried clicking the link on the page. I'm like, it's not working. So in Airbnb, you have to put in what you do for work. Thank fuck Matt booked this Airbnb and he just has in there like copywriter. So she's like, oh, I see that you're a copywriter. I have this book about this guide to this place. I would love if you could write, if you want to be like a writer, for this, consider it like a label that wants to produce your work, blah, blah, blah. So we're like talking about it. She like wants me to like blow her up on the internet. Oh. She's like, I want everyone to know about me. I like can't. I'm like keeping it together. I'm like, I need to get out of this house right now. So she gives me a copy of her book, which I have, by the way. I'll show you. I'll send you a photo after this.
We're gonna blow you up.
But hey, all press is good press, as they say. Yeah. So she is trying to get us to be writers for her label that she's made up. She's like, I'll leave it with you. You can reach out to me when you're ready. I'm like, I can't. I'm so sorry. Also, do you think that I'm like going to write this thing like for what? For free in my free time? Like, ma'am.
For the fucking Eggo.
I can't. So that was our latest Airbnb experience. Honestly, terrifying. But that was her. That was weird vibes. And like when she told us she had 5 cats and 3 of them were feral, Matt and I were like, we're gonna go get something from the car. So we go out of the car, and as soon as we like get to the driveway, we look at each other and we're like, oh my god, what did we do?
Story is so gross. Like I literally can fucking smell it. I can feel it.
No, it's freaking gross. And like oh my god, Marie, I had to immediately change my clothes.
The fucking bed. I can feel it.
Here's my thing. Like, I don't care if you have animals, but like, get your animals shit off the places I'm eating. Like, that's my biggest issue. Like that doesn't work for me.
I just don't understand. Like, you clearly don't have the space for an Airbnb. Like, if you want to live in that filth, oh fucking K. But how do you not look around and be like, this is actually not worth someone's money?
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand that about some people. It's like, do you not they just don't realize. They just don't.
Oh, Pam. I want to call this fucking episode Goddamn Pam.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is my next question. Do you feel like van life has brought you and Matt closer together? Because you and Matt are boyfriend, girlfriend, living in a van. This is like, do you feel like it's bringing you closer?
I think it's been awesome. Like maybe he'd say something different, but no, we're like BFFs. And it's so fun because it's like we get to experience this crazy stuff with somebody else. And I'm just like chalk it up to another story, you know? Like, oh my gosh, no, we're definitely, I would say we have not had one argument, which is
That's
insane.
incredible.
And I know you should fight with people. And like, of course, sometimes I'll be like, dude, why'd you do that thing? That was stupid. Or like, he'd be like, say the same thing to me. But no, we get along super well. And he's always like, I don't think other couples could do this for this long. I was like, yeah, probably not.
So
But
either.
yeah, it's been good. We've had a lot of fun and I'm not tired of him, which is great. Great news. Because if I was, that would really, really suck. What would I do?
That would actually suck.
Drive away fast? I don't know.
Oh, this whole home and life gone.
God.
But that is the risk, though. It's like,
Oh,
one
totally.
could just drive off with actually everything you have left. Like that is the risk of you're just stuck shit out of luck. No
Literally.
home, nothing.
He 100% has done that, like has come on this trip for me. Like this was not his dream. He didn't want to do this. So now I'm like, oh no, what do I owe you? I've drug you into this hell.
You owe him so big. Like so fucking big. You're gonna have to go to some fucking anime convention or something horrible. I don't know what he's into.
I'll have to watch sports, Marie.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay. I would say if you're gonna do this with somebody, the biggest thing I would say that works well, you know what? Matt is an East Coast person. So he is not a camper. He is not into that lifestyle. And that's fair and fine. I'm a bit more feral. And my level of being disgusting, I could tolerate much more than he can. He has learned to be a little bit grosser, which is very helpful. But if you're going to do this with somebody, I would say try and find somebody who is okay being as disgusting as you are. So it would make life so much easier. Because then they're not complaining all the time about like, oh my God, I need to take a shower. Or like, oh my God,
that's me. Oh my God, that's me.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's
you have to, and it's fine no matter what level you're at because you can find solutions. But I would say try and find somebody who can tolerate the same level of putting up with something as you can. Because there's a lot of people who are like some people are, they can't tolerate a nasty bathroom. And it's like, dude, like that's the grossest bathroom you've ever seen. Like I could top that. You just take stock of your level of what you can put up with and try and find somebody who can put up with the same level.
That's really good advice, actually.
It's really helpful. Yeah, I noticed that. I was a little worried about him in the beginning because he's like I have to shower every single day.
That's me.
Yeah. And he's gotten over it.
I'm going to ask some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
That are just, we got to know. Best gas station to shit at? Which is the worst one?
Yeah. Okay. So Buc-ee's, have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay, yeah. So Buc-ee's are obviously fantastic to go to the bathroom in because they're like known for having clean bathrooms.
Yeah.
If we're driving and we see something, Starbucks has been pretty good to us. Yeah. That's been great. The worst places are always going to be the gas station. They're 100% all the time disgusting. Always. Or like something's not flushing or, you know, like it's always a mess.
Soap isn't really soap.
No, it's disgusting in every single way. And I am fearful of people. So like I try and go fast or I'm like, Matt, like walk with me to the bathroom or like, you know.
There's some weird characters in American gas station for sure.
For sure. Or like rest areas. Oh my God.
No, don't even. Okay, hot take. I think McDonald's is my favorite for bathrooms.
Yeah. So here's what I've noticed. They all smell the same and they smell weird and I don't like it.
They smell so fucking weird. No.
Why do all of them smell the same?
No, why? It must be some sort of soap they're using because they all smell mixed with like the grease of the fucking kitchen. But I think they're usually pretty clean. Like
they are. They're fine. Most fast food places are fine generally to go to the bathroom in because you know at least someone is attempting to clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
Walmarts have been pretty good as well, I will say.
Okay, have you had any like, oh my God, where I need the bathroom now situations?
You know what? I have this crazy thing where I like my body like won't let me shit unless I know that there's a toilet. It's amazing. It's amazing. So like unless I know that I'm in like a safe place to go to the bathroom, my body won't let me.
Wow.
One time in the Tetons did we have to dig a cat hole. That was the only time in all of our adventures that we've had to shit outside.
Wow. What's your cheat sheet car camping meal?
Okay, quesadillas. We eat way too many quesadillas.
Yeah.
If you just get a can of black beans,
Yeah.
shredded cheese, you're done. And then they're done in like 2 seconds. And you can make a million of them, add salsa. That's our meal. So
I'm just
good.
a huge fan of the tuna packets. You can get like Aldi's
Mm.
and then just a can of pickles. Oh my God, I'm drooling. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God. I fucking love pickles. Your favorite national park you've been to? And I know you have a hot take on one that I don't agree with, but it's fine.
I know people will come for me for this. My favorite that we have been to is probably, oh my God, I would say the Tetons or the Badlands. I'm gonna say Tetons because I'm a mountain person through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Just like amazing, amazing. It's like magical, truly.
Whoa. Where is this?
It's in Wyoming.
And you said the Badlands is the other one, right? You like?
The Badlands, yeah, in South Dakota. That was the first. So like, we're slugging along from Boston.
Wow.
We get to the Badlands was like our first awesome thing. Truly, you're driving through South Dakota and there's literally nothing. And then you hit this landscape. It's bizarre. It's so freaking
God.
cool.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, but the American West, you can't fucking top it. Period. Point fucking blank. You can't. It's just too many landscapes in one area.
It will never not blow my mind how different or like how much the landscape can change. Like right now I'm sitting in freaking Arizona and it's hot as hell, but then like there's snow-capped mountains that I was just in. Like how?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, so my hot take is that I didn't really like Zion National Park.
Okay.
And I know everyone here is probably passed out by now from me saying that. But I think what did it for me, okay, the crowds are understandable. Fine. That's going to happen. It is the Disneyland of national parks. Sucks. I think I really, really, really wanted to love the landscape. I was trying. We were taking a hike and I was like, Matt, like it's beautiful, but I don't get it. Like I don't get why people think this is something to write home about. Where we were camping, like 30 minutes away in these amazing, crazy red rocks, it was like free dispersed camping. It was like the best camping we've ever had. Was unbelievable. But then like we drive in and towards the park and I'm like, what happened? Like, I don't understand. That was kind of my take. I know it doesn't make sense, but that's how I felt. I was looking around, I'm like trying to get it.
Wow.
I do think it's cool. I can appreciate and understand why people think that's cool, but it wasn't for me.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, I
know.
I totally know. What I do understand is like not feeling attached to a land. You know, like
I
there's
think that's it.
certain national parks where you're like for me, I just fucking love Joshua Tree. But someone else might be like, I don't know, it's just some trees and some big boulders. But for me, like it's like a white canvas, and the colors really paint it all the time.
So
and
exciting.
The trees are trippy, and it's the energy is fantastic. But I feel like it's totally fine. Sometimes you go places and you're like, the energy, I don't feel it. Even though it's incredible, you're like,
yeah,
I don't feel it.
I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to go back again to see what I feel then. And I was like, Matt, like, do you love it? Like, am I really this crazy? He's like, I like it. I think it's good. I don't think it's my favorite one. I agree, it's not my favorite one, but
that's the thing is you're now part of the like I travel a lot spoiled club where like you see so much that like our
oh my God, yes,
like our understanding of what's incredible is so different from someone else's because we see awesome things as much as we want, which is so fucking awesome. Like, so now I get to say stuff like, you know, that, like, oh, well, this was all right, but this was better. But for someone else, it's like they maybe have never gone camping in their life, and that's going to be the one thing they ever see.
I would say if I started my trip and I immediately went there, I would be like, this is awesome. I think you're so right.
Because the Badlands was your, so your Badlands was my New Mexico. Even though what I saw in New Mexico would not have impressed you at all. But I was, because it's just fucking flat. But like, it was, oh my God, I was just fell in love. I remember the sky was purple and there was a rainbow. And we were driving into Santa Fe,
Wow.
and I was like, something just changed. Something just changed in my brain right the fuck now. I'm in heaven. I'm in love, and I'm camping. Like, so
Yeah.
it's just like whatever that place is for you. And then you go to other places, and you're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Santa Fe was awesome. We were just there.
Love Santa Fe.
Santa Fe feels like a different country. Santa Fe is bizarre in the best way possible. And I said, when we were walking around there, I was like, Matt, my new goal is that when I'm loaded, we're going to come back to Santa Fe and we're going to buy a shit ton of art and weird sculptures and mail them back to our house.
That's what rich people do. That's literally all what rich people do in Santa Fe.
Yeah.
And then I leave with a keychain because I can't afford it. Whatever they're buying. I
almost left with a mug. It's okay.
Hey, last question. Do you think Instagram and TikTok are showing the reality of van life? And what is your Instagram? Why do you think you're showing it more? I'm just going to answer that for you.
No, I don't think I think people, I fell into this trap. You don't have to be a genius to figure this out. It's incredibly romanticized online. Like I used to watch and search out videos of like morning routines, like day in the life of people who live in these vans. These people are recording these videos when they are at the most beautiful spot and they have not a damn thing to do that day.
Mm-hmm.
It does not look like that. It is always constantly trying to decide what to do. Nobody talks about how much decision fatigue there really is. People in these videos, they're like, oh, yeah, we're just going to search for a spot tonight. It's like, that is so stressful. It is so stressful because it might look away online and then you get there and it's like the vibes are not there. Like, I don't feel safe or like something weird is happening. We have to pivot and find something else. It's constantly doing that. And it can be awesome and romanticized sometimes, but I find myself having to try to make it that way. For example, if we're, like I said, we were camping in southern Utah and it was everything you wanted it to be. And I was like, great, I'm going to actually like make us a little mocktail. And like, it's gonna, like, you set up all the stuff and you make it fun and nice, but it's like, I could be doing that in my own damn kitchen. And what's the difference? Is this amazing view? But I also don't have to decide where I sleep tonight. So it is totally overhyped. I think you really, oh man, I think you really have to figure out if this is something you really, really want to do. Because it is awesome to see so many. I would say figure out like your goal. Like, what's the goal? For me, it's not to live in a tent. That's not fun. It's that shouldn't be anyone's goal. It's to see all these awesome things, which I am achieving. But you have to also understand that the side effect of seeing all these awesome things is that it's not easy. It's not easy all the time.
Definitely not.
So it's super overhyped, I would say. I always wanted a van for such a long time. And now that dream has kind of died because I've come to the realization that even if you want to buy a used van, a used like empty Sprinter van, that it is so wildly expensive. It's insane.
Fucking insane.
And then I am not interested in one tiny ounce in converting a vehicle. I'm not. That sounds horrible. It would probably take me a decade. And once that vehicle is dead, like your house is gone. You know what I mean?
Your whole house is gone.
Like your house is gone. So I'm team like trailer. I'm team.
Bitch, same. I've been saying this shit.
Pull something.
Okay, keep going.
Because the vehicle, it's not tied to a vehicle. If you get something tiny, you can tow with almost anything. You can let friends borrow it. You can let family borrow it. You can still take it all these crazy places. I'm constantly surprised pleasantly by where I see people pulling these campers. It's insane. I had no idea that you could really take them these wild places. I think that it makes sure like every single option, every single way that you would want to do this has a drawback. Mine is I don't have walls, but I live in like an SUV, so I can basically take it wherever I want. The drawback with the van is that like you can't be as stealth if you wanted to or things like that. Same with the trailer. So it's all just different trade-offs. Like I'm trading off not really having walls for the flexibility of basically driving a car.
Yeah.
So it's just trade-offs.
Yeah, I'm all about the trailer because I'm like, what if you're like, when I go visit friends in LA or Phoenix, but you still want to camp. So you're going to drop off the fucking trailer, let it hang out there for a few weeks.
Yeah.
That's your new little home. Then you can beep bop around, see friends in the city, go here, they're there.
Exactly.
I also have a fear of what if someone steals your whole fucking house?
Or like I see these people who have problems with their vehicles or their vans. It's like that's your whole freaking house in the
your
shop. Like
entire house.
that's so scary. But you're so right. With the trailer, you can just pop
Drop
it at
it
a
off.
campground and then you have a car again.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's the best. And then when you're really cool, you have a house and an RV.
Exactly. We'll get there.
We're getting there. When we're 60.
That's
We can
right.
join
That's
that
right.
crowd.
Yes.
Like,
I have fabric walls, so we're upgrading to solid.
Yeah,
soon.
that's a huge fucking upgrade. Like,
I know. I'm so excited.
I'm glad that you're going at this pace and you're not like, I just got a $70,000 Mercedes van. Cause like it's just, this is good. You're going to appreciate every fucking little thing. You're going to appreciate it.
I know.
Yeah.
Being able to take my shoes off, that's going to be so awesome. I'm so excited for that part.
Or just like stand up in your home.
Oh, God. And not be freezing cold, not have to sleep in a coat. That would be cool.
Oh,
that would be really
I'm so
cool.
excited for you.
Thank
It's
you.
coming. Okay, so you've done very well. You've been very patient. Thank you for answering all my fan life questions.
I love
now
talking
your time to actually chill. Okay, I love this one. This is Reddit. So this is on the Reddit solo travelers. What is your creepiest travel story? And so this one says, when I was 19, I spent some time in Vietnam. My first night was in Ho Chi Minh City. I stayed at the cheapest hotel I could find. It was pretty modern looking with great amenities, but spookily empty. The manager came up and introduced himself, all smiles and small talk. He was extremely friendly and asked if he could take a few pictures with me. There are photos all over the place with him and people who'd stayed there previously.
Nope.
Well, there's pictures on the wall, like
what?
People, they say there's pictures on the wall of him with other people, like other customers.
No. It's like one of those like food eating contests. If you like eat
Yes.
a quarter, like 15-pound burger, you get your photo on the wall.
I'm actually trying to do that at my co-living. I'm actually working towards it. I'm trying to work towards it for the mushroom burger, which means I'm going to get really fat.
Marie, don't do this.
I want to be on the fucking fridge. So he led me up to his apartment on the top floor with views of the city and a little courtyard garden area, which was cool. Still chatting away and laughing. Imagine Ken Jeong's character from The Hangover, but Vietnamese. He sits me down and gets a camera out and starts taking pictures, handing me a guitar to hold and then a bowl with some chopsticks. I was surprised and confused at first, but he said if I let him take them, he'll give me a free meal and a tour of the city. So
nope.
Nope.
None of this is worth a free meal.
Then he asked me to take off my clothes and get in the shower.
We knew this was coming. Come on. Can she jump down the balcony?
This is a he.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is a nice twist.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. I nervously laughed a bit and declined, and he said, No, it's fine, I see, and handed me an full album of actually pretty tasteful photos of naked white guys in their 20s and 30s, all looking bemused or uncomfortable, or both, all holding guitars or bowls with chopsticks.
Stop it. Stop.
What's up with the chopsticks? I didn't fancy being a part of this guy's Bosch bank, so declined again. He was understanding and thanked me anyway and still offered me the tour. By the stage, I was tired and weirded out. I said, no thanks. I realized this might not belong here as it didn't end up being that creepy. Ultimately, he was a nice guy. I think his intentions got a bit lost in translation. I'm a large guy, though. I'm aware this could be more unnerving if it was a different gender.
Oh my God. If someone was like, can I take a photo of you? I'd be like, you know what? This is not going to work.
I got asked that the other day and I spazzed out because I didn't know how to say no. So I said no like 8 million ways. My friend was like, just tell her you don't want a picture. And I was like, well, I mean, you could, but like, I was like, I'm inviting to, like, she was like, just say no. Just say the word no. Like,
you could have been on that restaurant's wall.
I know, like hunched over. And so they found this like gorgeous tatted girl and they just started taking pictures of her instead. I was like, that's who you want.
Great.
Okay, so this one is travel mishaps, funny travel stories. Said, I slept with a girl in Budapest in my Airbnb. Good times. We went back 6 months later and slept with another girl, but at her place. Woke up in the morning and walked out to the kitchen only to make eye contact with the first girl. Both of us were quite perplexed. Turned out they were roommates. Yeah.
Okay. Are you an idiot? How did they not figure this out?
Because the first girl went home to his Airbnb and then he went back 6 months later and just slept with another random girl and they just happened to be roommates.
Okay, that is like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, right?
That is so insane.
Like there's like
oh
how
my
many
God.
fucking women in Budapest and they happen to live together? Like,
That's so freaky.
or does he just have like a type? Like I wonder if they're like the same kind of girl.
Mm.
And they're like they like each other because they're the same kind of girl and they're like, let's room together because we're the same kind of girl. And he's like, I love this kind of girl.
Oh my God. That is so weird. Imagine
I mean,
that.
just imagine walking out to get like breakfast and you just see like you're like, oh, hello.
He's back.
He's back for more?
I thought oh my gosh. That would be so an out of body experience.
It keeps going. So the second girl and I broke her bed while having sex. I felt bad. So I offered to go to IKEA with her to get her a new frame. When the first girl heard we were leaving, she revealed she needed a new dresser. So 3 of us went to IKEA together.
Did they share? Did they have
to do
lunch
shopping? I thought for a moment I'd be caught in a threesome in an IKEA bedroom showroom, but we just got ice cream and called it a day.
Okay, that is weird. That is weird.
Also, just IKEA is such a commitment. I love IKEA, but like with just like put the other girl aside, like just with like a random girl you just met to go to IKEA, that's like an hour of driving, then you got the parking, then you got to go in there. That's 3 hours of walking around, and then you got to go get the meatballs, and then you got to go in the checkout line, which is an hour. That's like a 6-hour event.
I mean, going to IKEA with someone you know is hard, so I can't even imagine.
I love it, but like.
Oh, that's so awkward. I wish I could be a fly on the wall on their day.
You know, but I love it. They all became like friends in the end. IKEA.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so funny.
All to like get her a new fucking dress room. Okay. The next one is I threw up violently in my friend's scarf at Costa Rica Customs while hungover and motion sick. I couldn't leave the line. There was nowhere else to vomit. It was awful. I then had to carry a fabric bag of vomit until I cleared customs.
Shut up.
But he did stamp my passport and shooed me to the restroom. And then, person under her said, whose name is Platypus on fucking Reddit. She said, I was violently hungover leaving France while in the airplane bathroom and I was peeing when suddenly I needed to vomit. It happened so fast I couldn't get off the toilet. So I puked in the sink. It would not wash down the little drain.
I could have told you that.
I informed a flight attendant that I had yacked in the sink and she looked at me with such an incredulous judgmental stare and said, well, you should have done that in the toilet. And I said, yeah, I know. And then she closed off the bathroom for the rest of the flight.
Oh my God, that shit reeks. You just know it. I can like smell an airplane bathroom right now. Ugh.
Yeah.
With yak in the sink? No. Okay, you know how the toilet flushes are so violent? Okay, I learned this recently. It's because it's a vacuum. So it's literally sucking. It's sucking it out. It's not like in our house where, you know, it like goes down. It is sucking it into a tank. So that's why it's so violently loud and scary.
I'm always just scared I'm going to be in there when there's turbulence and I'm going to like bounce up and then bounce down like onto the toilet.
Without fail, every time I go to the bathroom on the airplane, it's like perfectly fine. And then I get up and the seatbelt sign goes on and it's like freaking like shaken all over. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay,
this is the last one. So this one is, it says, traveling in South America by myself as a 22-year-old woman. Arrived in Santiago, Chile by bus really late at night, like around 10 p.m. Shortly, I got off the bus. A guy comes over to me from a general area of the taxi stand and asks if I need a cab. I said yes. We start walking to his cab and it's really far away, like 5 blocks. Yeah. I'm like, why did you park it over there? And also like, come pick me up. You're the taxi guy. What the fuck am I walking there with you? Like, what? Where's your car?
For real.
I start to feel kind of uneasy, but I'm in the middle of this big unfamiliar city, just trying to reassure myself it's fine. I double check his cab has all the normal brand markings when we finally get into it, and I sit up front with my bag, more out of habit. It's more common to do in the Ubers in South America. I gave him the address of the hostel I booked, and we small talked in Spanish for a few minutes. And there's a bit of a natural pause when he breaks by looking over at me, saying very calmly, "Are you scared?"
No. Nope.
Of course, that freaked me out, but I tried to seem calm. I just laughed and said, "Ha, no, I'm good." And he goes, we seem pretty scared back there when we were walking. You know, there's sometimes bad people around here. Sometimes they
Stop.
pretend to be taxis and you never know who you can trust. I've
Shut
heard
up.
of women being sold after a bad taxi. Are you traveling here alone?
No. No, no, no.
What
Okay.
the
Okay,
fuck?
what would you do? What would you do in this situation? What would you do? I think I would have said the same thing. I'm not scared. And then if he said that, I would like if he's slowing down slow, I would consider tucking and rolling and like let's just run.
What if the
You
what if
know?
the fucking shit isn't locked? No, what if it's locked?
Then you whack him with your water bottle, I guess. I don't know. Do you play nice to get
Water
him?
bottle.
Do you get him? Do
I wasn't
do what
imagining like a hard one. I was imagining like just like with a plastic one that's not even full.
No, like,
Just a little
you got to
pop.
carry like a stainless steel one, you know?
Yeah, but he's driving. This is such a and
This is tough.
this is the fucking thing that sucks about like being in situations that are scary because you have about less than 2 seconds to make a instinct
A
reaction.
life-changing decision. Yeah. Holy smokes.
Okay. I would just be like, what I would say is I'd be like, oh, I think my hostel is a bit far. Like, you can drop me off here.
That's
Or
way
you could
better
do the
idea.
whole like, I'm not feeling well. If we don't stop right now, I will be defecating
Puke all
in
over
my
you.
pants.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. That's better than
Puking,
puking.
he'd be like, I have a plastic bag for you. No, I'm like,
True.
I'm gonna ruin your car if you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
drive
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think I'd also somehow say that my so-and-so is waiting for me or like
Yeah.
someone is waiting for me.
That's good.
That works.
I'd
Yeah.
be like, my MMA boxer boyfriend is waiting.
He's here for a fight. Did you know
Yeah.
that was happening?
Yeah, that was happening. Yeah. Well, not to interrupt this story, but when I first got here, there was a fucking German freak that was living next to me. And that was his
No.
first question. He was like, oh, are you here alone? And
Mm-mm.
all I do is listen to My Favorite Murder every fucking Monday. I don't know why I didn't respond correctly, but I was like, yeah, I'm traveling alone because that's
Marie.
I know.
Marie.
I know.
You've had so much practice, so much
I
time
had
to
so much
practice.
Karen Kilgariff would kill me. And then I was like, he's probably fine. So what? It's okay that I said that. And then he was like, oh, you like German? And I was like, yeah, I studied German in high school. And he was like, you like German guys? Yeah. Is that
Marie,
why? And I was like,
on.
oh, it gets worse. Actually, let me break this little story with my story. And so he was like,
Okay.
you like German guys? And I was like, no, I like the German language. And then he was like, oh, but have you dated German guys? I was like, I'm just gonna go home. So then I left and he spent the whole rest of the fucking day staring into my apartment. Like, and so then I
Marie.
was looking right the fuck back at him and at my friend Kelly's apartment. He would back up on a scooter and try to look up at her apartment. And by the way, his first question to her was, are you alone? And then he said, well, how old are you? And then she told him, and then he's like, are you married? And she said, no. And he said, why?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Maybe I'd lie and say I was like 17 or something.
Well, so at this point, I was fucked. I was like, what do I do? Like, this guy lives underneath me. So I home aloned the situation. I went to the Lotus, which is the Walmart here in Thailand. I love it. And I bought a bunch of Lays, like luau Lays, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I wrapped it around my porch tightly all the way around.
Yeah.
And in the luau Lays, I got black nails and I hot glued the nails in the Lays around my railing because he could still jump the railing if he wanted to. And so then you can't see the nails. So if he tried to jump the railing, he would fuck up his hands really bad. Yes.
You're a genius. Marie, that's
So
terrifying.
I wasn't a genius in the moment, but then I was genius at Lotus when I was thinking how to home alone this situation.
Oh my God.
Because I don't have a weapon. So I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, nails. Nails hurt.
You know what? Do you have like a kitchen knife? Put that shit under
Oh,
your
I had that. But like, so anyways, he's gone. He left the next day because I was ready to cuss his ass out. But anyways,
Yeah.
so we're not talking about that. We're talking about, well, if someone ever asked that, be like, no, my boyfriend's with me or I'm with a travel group. Don't do what I did. Okay. So the last thing he said is, I've heard women being sold after taking a bad taxi. Are you traveling here alone? This is while we're still driving in the middle of the city. It is dark. It is late. I'm now painfully aware. Literally, no one knows where I am. I was going to message my family with an update when I got to the hostel that they don't even know I'm in Santiago. They think I'm on the fucking coast. Of course, I don't say that and tell him I'm always very careful. And actually, a group of my friends I know are waiting for me at the hostel, like Laura said to do. I see a stoplight coming and literally was thinking as soon as that car slowed down, I was going to make a break for it and just jump out the car.
Oh my God, I'm hurt.
Yeah, you're literally hurt. Probably the most scared I've ever been in my life. Then out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy reaching down for something under his seat, and my brain just goes, gun, gun, gun. It's going to be a fucking gun. Instead, he pulls out a pamphlet and goes, but you know, there's always one thing we can trust, right? The Lord. Do you believe in God?
You are plotting how to freaking escape, and it's
just a fucking Christian.
Why did it be so creepy?
Why did you be so dramatic?
Oh, that's not what Jesus intended.
Why do you have to be like, oh, there's bad guys who also drive taxis? Like, but you know who can save you, right? The Lord.
Is that where it ends? Is that where it ends?
It says, and then proceeded to try and convert me for the remainder of the ride. Turned out it was to be harmless, but in the moment, that random religious cab driver scared the absolute shit out of me.
That is incredible. Oh,
maybe he doesn't know how to convert. Like maybe he thinks fear is the way in, but it's not, sir.
It's not. Oh my God, this poor woman is never going anywhere again.
So fucking scary.
I actually can't even believe that.
Okay, what was your favorite story? What we have? Throw up.
Oh my God,
throw up in my scarf. Throw up in the airline thing. Do you believe in God? And the first one, which was the bowl and the chopsticks and the picture guy.
Oh my God. I mean, that one also had a nice surprise.
Great surprise. I mean, truly.
That one was a great surprise. I can't get over that it's for a meal or a free walking tour.
Oh, yeah.
And I like thinking about like what kind of person would you have to be to say yes to that? So that's really entertaining. The God one is freaking ridiculous. That is hilarious. I think that one might be my favorite because it's so insane. It's so insane. Like we thought she was going to be murdered and here she is just trying to, and he's keeping the pamphlet in that crazy spot. Like, Are you kidding me?
Why is it underneath your legs? Why is it underneath your legs?
Because he wants to paint this whole narrative, you know? Yeah. He wants to like scare the shit out of her and then be like,
honestly, fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Now you really don't have me convinced. I don't want to know anything about your God.
I wonder if she took the pamphlet. Did she go to the website?
I'd taken it and fucking slapped his ass. Shut up. Okay, so we covered so much, but what do you want to shout out? You have so much to shout out.
Oh God. Okay. You can listen to my podcast called The Travel Creator, where I share actual marketing advice for travel creators. And it's a lot more serious than living in a tent.
There's 2 episodes where Laura's trying to catch a fly.
So true. Listen, it was in there for like 12 hours. It was done. It was time.
And then also Matt and Laura, where people find you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we share the non-romanticized, what it's like to really, I guess, travel like this. We're on Instagram at just Matt and Laura. It's pretty easy.
Yeah,
you can find me there. It's a time. I just love sharing. Like, this is the shit that happened to me, you know?
I'm gonna be straight with y'all. Y'all are missing out if you're not following Laura in any shape or form on any of her content. She is so fucking entertaining. First of all, so if you want to follow her really honest van life Instagram, it's at just Matt and Laura. I'll have all this in the show notes. And she's documenting honestly what it's like to do van life, all the like nitty gritty moments, like of her like crying in the car and like seeing epic views and then like dealing with like just all that shit. So I highly recommend following just Matt and Laura if you want to see her van life. And then if you're a content creator or you want to become a travel content creator, I highly recommend following The Travel Creator, also because I'm the editor of the show. It's so good. Like, I'm not really into learning about content creation because I don't really care, but it's my favorite podcast to edit. Like, she's so fucking funny. She's super entertaining and she gives incredible advice about how to grow and strategize your content creation, especially if you want to become a big travel creator. So that is The Travel Creator. That's her podcast. I'll have her trailer at the end of this so you can kind of get a sense and vibe of what the show is like, but highly recommend that. So just a little catch up. So I'm in Vietnam right now, and y'all, it is so chill here. I just think I know Vietnam's a big like backpacker spot, so it's not like people don't know about it, but I think people pass through it too quickly. It is such a great place to live. So right now I'm in Hoi An, which is a town known for its lanterns, and so it's like lanterns and rivers and rice fields and beach. Like today, I just went on an 8-mile bike ride to the beach. I'm looking out my window at the rice fields, and then tonight I might go get drinks on the river where there's like boats and lanterns with my new friends. Like, it's just such a fucking vibe. Everything I need is here. It's such a vibe. Now, some downsides. There are fucking massive spiders here. Like, seriously massive. Like, think the size of your hand. Holy shit. There's actually one in my house right now, and we lost him last night. We had him caught, and then I screamed, and then we lost him, and he's fucking huge. So that's not great. There's also a poisonous snake that slithered into our house the other day. He left, but yeah, like that's a little getting used to. But really not negatives. It's definitely like a loud country. There's constant honking, like constant karaoke. These people cannot sing too. Holy shit. And I'm not being rude. Like they actually can't sing. So constant karaoke, honking, like it's a loud country. If that's your vibe, I like that. But it's also just so chill and peaceful. Like the life here, I don't know, coming from America, it's just so refreshing. Like no crime. It's so chill. Everyone's smiling. I don't know. It's so great. So Vietnam's great. The markets here are fantastic. Also negative. The other day I went to the market. When I say markets, like I mean tiny little food stalls. I found a maggot in my soup. I didn't eat it, but it was fucking scarring. It was so fucking scarring. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna repeat that after I just said that, because it was one of those moments where I really want to forget that. So that's the thing. Like when you do eat street food, you gotta, just maybe look a little bit in your soup. But the food here has been fucking phenomenal. Like $1 pho, like you can get a whole meal for $1, beer for $1. I mean, on average, I'm eating maybe $2 to $3 a meal, full, and I'm leaving full. I fucking love Vietnam, y'all. Message me if you want to know, like, if you want to plan a trip here, like, I got you. Message me. And I know lots of people who come here all the time. And I know I have a good place recommendation for you to stay if you don't mind the spider. Also, a little update. I have a travel boyfriend. Like, fucking weird, crazy, so cool. Not just a travel boyfriend. He's actually my boyfriend, but we're traveling together. And it's honestly, I'll dive into that in another episode coming up soon about how to date as a digital nomad. I'll dive into like what that's like. But yeah, he's British. His name is Ollie, and he's going to come onto the show. So that's super exciting. And then last new update, I'm going to go to fucking Korea and Japan in April. That is a trip of a lifetime. That's a bucket list trip. Like, because I'm a huge foodie and I'm big into spas, and like Korean spas are the best. Korea and Japan. I'm doing that in April. I'm so fucking stoked. So if you've been to Korea or Japan and you have any tips for me, message me on Instagram. My Instagram is @culturecultshow in general. So yeah, would love to know if you would ever want to do van life after hearing Laura's experience. That's also a reason you should message me, because I can also tell you how my experience in Australia was pretty intense doing that. But in general, thank you guys for listening today. Town I want to shout out today. It's not a town, but a state. I want to shout out Ohio. Okay, thank you for listening. I can't lie, I don't know much about Ohio because y'all kind of get a bad rap, not gonna lie. I'm not hating. I'm from Alabama. Like, we get really, 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 really bad rap. But I don't know much about Ohio. So like, message me if there's anything cool about Ohio that people don't know. I think you'll have like the big music Hall of Fame. Yeah, I know you have a good football team. And the Black Keys came from Ohio, which is the fucking sickest band. And there's a girl y'all should follow called the Black Forager. She teaches you how to forage in your suburb, like in your suburban town. She's from Ohio, and she teaches you how you can like create full meals out of like the plants around you in the suburbs. It's pretty remarkable. So that's the cool thing about Ohio. Black Keys, the Black Forager, Music Hall of Fame. Y'all got a good football team. But anyways, thank you, Ohio, for listening. Appreciate that. And stay tuned for the next country we're covering. We're actually going to go back to, I think it was like season 2. We're bringing back Zimbabwe. We covered the murderous mermaids of Zimbabwe when I covered it a couple seasons ago. And I'll repost that episode so you don't have to dig. And we're recovering it because there's still so many stories I completely missed from there, such as the largest alien sighting ever. It's like the most witnesses, and that was in Zimbabwe. And then also there's a guitarist from Zimbabwe who saved an entire cruise ship's life, 500 people's lives. And he's from Zimbabwe. It's going to be so fucking juicy. Oh my God. Zimbabwe's going to pop off. Not going to lie. In general, thank you guys for listening. Share this episode with someone you think wants to do van life. Give them a little reality check. See if they want to do it. All right. I'll check y'all out in the next episode. Cheers, y'all.
What if you could trade your content time for travel time? Doesn't sometimes it stress you out when you're creating a bunch of content and you're just thinking, oh, I wish I could be doing literally anything else right now? Yeah, I get it. I'm Laura, and I'm a content developer for travel creators and the owner of Travel Content Writing. I help travel creators find smarter ways to use their content so that they can spend more time working on the parts of their creator journey that actually require their expertise. Because the truth is, you aren't the only one who can write your next Instagram caption, and we all know you have way more important things to do than just that. For the creators I work with, I help them repurpose their content. This means I turn a few pieces of their highest performing content into even more pieces of content. You spend so much time putting together great pieces of content, it really is a shame that most of them only hit the internet one time and in one format. With content repurposing, I help travel creators use what they already have. The benefit is that you get quick growth and get to spend less time on the small details of your content that are just sucking up your time. I also support travel creators and help them grow through newsletter creation. Newsletter creation is slept on in the travel creator world, and in this show you'll hear why it's the secret to creating a rock-solid, big community and how you can get started. So why should you even trust me to help you write your travel content or even just give you advice on how to write your travel content? Well, I'm a writer by trade. I have been doing this writing thing for a while now. I've been a content developer for businesses in a wide variety of niches, so I know a thing or two about sounding like your brand. I've also been working in digital marketing since 2018. I've even had some pretty amazing opportunities to work with travel influencers by helping them reach new people in less time. I won't read you all of the nice things that my clients say about me here, even though the Leo in me would really love that. But if you want to see them, they are on my website, travelcontentwriting.com, if you're feeling nosy. I almost forgot to mention, I am a digital nomad. I have not spent more than 3 weeks in one place since 2021. So although I'm not a travel blogger, I do know what it's like to squeeze work into those times when you're actually in front of your computer. But almost 2 years ago, I saw what you're going through as a travel creator. I love to travel myself. And after falling onto the travel side of Instagram, I kept seeing stories of travel creators saying things like, sorry, I haven't shared about this trip yet, or I'm behind working on content from X destination, but stick around for it. Basically, I was seeing left and right creators who struggled to write content or even be consistent in their content that really connected with their audience and gave them time to create even more valuable pieces of content. I was kind of shocked, actually. I remember thinking, surely there has to be a way or a solution for travel creators to manage all of this content without going crazy. And that brings us to this podcast. This podcast is where travel creators can come to learn how to up their content game and be strategic with where they use their content time. This is not where you'll find quick growth schemes or how to do this to get 1,000 followers in 30 minutes. No, I'm not here to give you more noise. I'm here to cut through the bullshit of travel creator advice and give you tangible, real tips in 15 minutes or less that you can apply to your content so you can do more of what you need to do to help you advance your creator journey. Here is what you can expect to learn on the podcast this season. We'll be talking about what content repurposing is and why it's important for travel creators. We will also be setting up a content organization system I know you've been putting off. We'll even talk about why you should start a newsletter and how. And we'll dive into one of my favorite topics, why it matters that you don't own your social media content and what the heck you can do about it. We'll also be talking about how you can increase your email open rates, how to know what content is worth repurposing, how to steal like an artist, and why you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you start creating content, and even what I wish travel creators didn't do when trying to organize their content. If any of that sounds like it might be helpful or you're interested in learning more, you can expect to find new episodes out wherever you love to listen. every Thursday. And if you're really excited about this and want to help me out, you can share this with a friend or even leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you'd like to do some stalking, you can find me on Instagram at Travel Content Writing. Thanks for listening, happy creating, and I'll see you soon.